Good morning, friends. Hello, friends. Good morning to you. I hope you're well this day. It is uh, it is warming up here nicely. Uh, Tomorrow may actually see 60 degrees. There's talk of that. Um, Pretty awesome for the middle of February. I'll take it. Welcome, every. Hello, hello. Everybody's finding their way to a beautiful day today. There's goodness in your day. Hey, Karen, good morning. Hey, Irene, good morning to you. Hello, everybody. Doing well? Linda, good morning. Hope you're doing well. I couldn't open the link you sent me, so if you want to give it another try, and I'd love to take a look at what's going on there. But good morning. Hello, everyone. Good morning, Cecile. Glad you're here. Donna, glad you're here. Linda, I'm so impressed you're here. You're getting like the Andy overdose these days, like uh, between Bible study and deacons and pastoral relations tonight. We're just, if we just keep breaking bread together, I don't know, you pick out which room you want me to move into. I don't know. It's yeah, crazy. In Jesus' birth. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I would love to. Always super curious to kind of um, hear the stories of those who are kind of traveling in Jerusalem and stuff, particularly these days. So, um, hey, John, good morning to you. Donna, hello. Glad you're here. Good morning. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Glad you're here. All right, good morning. Let's get going this morning. It is the ninth day of February on this 11/11, and I am glad you're here. I'm glad you're with us. I'm glad you're a part of this journey. It is a joy to have each of you with us. I've been on a Hebrews kick, so we're just going to stay on it for a while, because it just the more I look at the book of Hebrews, the more just beautiful. Again, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful, beautifully written. And I don't know about you, but a little bit more beauty in my day, not such a bad idea. So, hey, Jamie, hey, Jane, John, glad you're here. So, this is from the second chapter of Hebrews. He says, "But we do see him who was made for a little while lower than the angels, namely Jesus, because of the suffering death, crowned with glory and honor, so that by the grace of God he might taste death for everyone." Gosh, isn't that just beautiful? I mean, just the, the, the use of language that crowned with glory and honor, that he might taste death for everyone. You know what? There's a this and when we talk about that, what is we can unpack that just for a second, just so we can kind of lean into where we're going this morning. But this notion that he might taste death for everyone. This is that God may come into the world and know the limitations of the finite world, know what it is, and encounter it and overcome it. Know that someday that the ice cream's always going to run out. To know that there someday there won't be a kind smile. To know that sometime the glass is empty. That to know that the whole construction around death, the whole idea of lack will in fact be in something that God encounters and God overcomes, and all the things that we as human beings, all the sandbags that we as human beings stack up in front of this simple yet profound and incredible reality of the fact that that it is, that some days it is going to be difficult, that some days we are going to encounter lack and loss and grief, and some days we are going to encounter, and that, and all the things that is bound in that, all the things that means. And particularly, I think at the core of it, it means our vulnerability. That we're not going to be the master of all things we survey. We're not going to all have it all organized and together. We're not going to be able to control it all, but that there is, in fact, this entry into the fact that we're fragile and human and sometimes really alone in the journeys of our life. That Jesus, because of the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor, so that by the grace of God he might taste death for everyone. The one crowned with glory and honor. You see, the thing about that is, and the thing that we need to remember in that is, that's how you and I are made too. We are actually made as creatures crowned in glory and honor. Now we'll spend a good part of our lives, stacking up intellectual arguments, stacking up bulwarks of the heart, not to encounter that. It's always the case. We think, oh, I'm looking for God. Oh, I'm a seeker. Oh, I'm going to look for God. You're not looking for God. We're all hiding from God. We are all hiding under the pillows. And I don't care how brave or how this isn't a comment on your virtue. So just don't, before you get your hackles up over there. This isn't a comment on how good a job. This is the function of which this is the framework in which we find ourselves in the world. It is simply a matter of how we are, not who we are. Carl Jung, when he began, Jung has an amazing journey. He has an amazing journey, it kind of into the inner life, and as he kind of begins to work both, in incredible ways with deep visions, with deep dreams, all manner of things that all of these different ways in which the divine and is trying to speak to us, and the universe is trying to give us some help and some pointers. That as he leans into this, he begins to work with students, and as he begins to work with students, as Jungianism. Like, the worst thing that can happen to any of us is that we can ever get an ism behind us. That the Jungianism begins to get a following. That he begins analysis begins to become a thing, and he begins to see his students dutifully kind of learning his theories and dutifully mastering his techniques. And he begins to have to counsel them. And this is what he says. It's very short, but I think it's incredibly intense and powerful. He says to his students who are literally, these are people who are trying to unpack the sandbags, who are trying to unlock the doors into life. That he says at this. He says, know all the theories, master all the techniques, but as you touch another human soul, be just another human soul. Jesus comes into the world as God incarnate to be just another human soul, to taste death for everyone, in the sense that to touch us and our lives right in the spot, right in the ouchies, right in the place where we think that we actually pile the most sandbags, right in the place that we feel the most wounded, right in the place that we feel the most vulnerable. Because it's not about our technique. Technique is actually there's two kind of things that the devil uses. One of them is technique. The other is pharmakia. That these are considered in some circles, these are considered demons. Technique, technology, like a technique. Like I know how to do it. Like I know how to be human. I know how to be father, a mother, a brother, a sister. I know how to be a human being. Like I know I have a technique for this. That or the or you know or the other the pharmakia. This notion that I have a formula for this. I have a tonic for it. I have a pill for it. These aren't not they're things that we use. We use them every day, and yet they'll at the end of the day they are not the things that change us. They're not the things that transform us. They're not the things that move us. When we hear a powerful and beautiful piece of music, it is not the technique of the strings, on the instrument. That's a nice piece, and that's a vehicle by which it happens. But it is the very beauty of the logos. It is the very beauty of the creation in which it is a part, that it speaks to a part of our soul, that it resonate, that the very resonating of the strings resonate with something in us in the way in which they come together and are together. We, friends, have this incredible invitation from the very creator of the universe to sit and fall in love. To fall in love with the creation, to fall in love with the life that we're living, to fall in love with the world in which it is, and to be restored and to be whole and to be healed and to be wondrous and joyful in it, to be powerful and to make a difference in the world in which we live. And it's not through our techniques. It's not through our new iPhone app. It's not through our Google Translate. It's not through our clinical behavioral theories of psychology. It is through the simple, fearless, terrifying effort of being willing to touch another human soul with your soul. We do this Sunday. We're going to do vow renewals. So I hope please tell anybody. If it's immediately following service. We do this every couple years. There are a couple of tokens that we'll invite couples to exchange with each other, and we'll exchange, and we'll have couples exchange vows. And part of that exchange is to kind of to ask for forgiveness for the things that they've done and not done that might have stepped on each other's toes. That we might clear the windscreen and the windshield of the way ahead, and that in this we might re-encounter the authenticity of the one whom we've fallen in love with and pledged a life with, so that we might touch another human soul, not through a technique, even though there'll be flowers. Not through a theory, even though, eye contact matters, and we know that's part of the theory, but just to be another human soul. If you don't believe me on this, I think one of the most fun things I've stumbled across recently is Mandy Len Catron wrote an essay which entitled "To Fall in Love with Anyone, Do This." And it's based off of this guy's work called Arthur Aaron, and he basically sets up this list of 36 questions, and that you sit with another person and you sit face to face, and you kind of go through, you reciprocally answer these 36 questions, and you're really kind of invited not to look away, and then it's kind of broken up into 3 sets, so it's not super uncomfortable. And then the second piece is that you're simply that have the job of staring at into each other's eyes for 4 minutes. And that this exercise that can take a half an hour can actually radically transform and can the level of affection between two people. That as kind of Valentine's Day approaches, this vows approach, this technique. But I think what it points to more than anything is just this incredibly real and powerful desire, this way in which we are hardwired in the way of Christ, that that what's dying to be unmasked in all of us is our crowned glory and honor by the grace of God. Like that's on each of us, and that even the most clunky and the most kind of manufactured ways to begin to create that attachment actually works. That these techniques actually work. Why? Because it's one human soul being touched by another human soul. She writes this. She says, one key pattern associated with the development of a close relationship among peers is sustained, escalating, reciprocal, personal self-disclosure. I want you to consider that. I mean, it's actually a little bit of what we'll do in our vow renewal. I want you to consider that. It's actually what Jung was working on when he began his journeys about the opening of the human psyche and the human heart. That we need to know all the theories. We need to master all the techniques. But as you touch another human soul, be just another human soul. That authenticity, in all of its forms and all of its ways, is actually the one great call that God has for us. Because God came into the world to be revealed, to be authentic with us. It's the very nature of the universe. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. I started in our warm-up this morning with talking about that. It's going to be a beautiful day. It is a way of the creation being known to us in its expression of its beauty. Friends, I hope you'll take this weekend as we spend our time on this 11/11, and you'll take down a couple of the sandbags. That you'll check a couple of the techniques and the boundaries and the things that you think you need to hold on to. And you'll simply let yourself in the encounters of your days touch another human soul by just being another human soul. My friend Robin posted this as a bit of a benediction, and it was so perfect for today that I stole it. So I want to leave you with it today. It is from Saint Therese of Lisieux, and Saint Teresa of Avila. So it's an adaptation of their prayers. But I think it's a blessing that invites us into that place. It invites us into the great truth of the world that has truly transformed the world. It's not about the toys and the things and the stuff and the techniques and the theories, but it comes down to us opening ourselves to God and to one another. Receive this blessing. May today there be peace within. May you trust God that you are exactly where you are meant to be. May you not forget the infinite possibilities that are born of faith. May you use those gifts you have received and pass on the love that has been given to you. And may you be confident, knowing you are a child of God. Let this presence settle into your bones and allow your soul the freedom to sing and dance and praise and love. It is there for each and every one of us. That's my hope for you today, friends. It's my hope for you this weekend. Tomorrow we will be lifting up in memorial Lillian Paul. It's that's Carol Viveros as a mom. She's 97 and she lived an incredible life. It's going to be a beautiful celebration. So if you had a chance to journey with her in your life or journey with us with Carol, please come and be a part of that home sending with us. We'll be gathering to continue our series on the Lord's Prayer and on Sunday, and immediately following worship, we'll be doing the vow renewal. Doesn't take long. You get some chocolates and some flowers out of it, and it gets you off the hook for Valentine's Day. It's awesome. It's like block checked, man. Like, come on, it's too easy. So I invite you to come and be a part of that as well. Share it maybe with a friend that you know, with a coupled friend that might need that chance to open to their own crown of glory and honor that sits upon their heads, and that it wrings their heart, and that they might know God's grace and God's love for them once again. With that, friends, peace and grace to you all, and we'll pick it up next week with another 11:11.